Well, welcome to this week's edition of Hawk Talk. We're actually broadcasting here from the BAC, which is ironic because we have three football guys coming on the show. I'm Seth Morkerke.
I'm Susanna Moberg.
And go ahead and introduce yourself, where you're from, and what you do here at DSU.
I'm Derek Vandenbush. I'm from Lusk, Wyoming. I play football up here, and I'm an exercise science major.
Yeah, you've had a great season so far. Plenty of solo tackles, a lot of combined tackles, assisted tackles. Had a few interceptions as well. You got a well-deserved first-team All-Conference. I want to congratulate you on that. What does that mean to you as a person and as a team?
Just seeing everybody in general, our team get all the All-Conference honors. It's just how all our hard work pays off. Just shows that we've been working hard, and to me, I'm just very proud to receive that honor because I've been working very hard all off season and all year. So it's nice to see some recognition for it for our team and everything, because we don't usually receive a lot during the season. So
that's right. But, we are well aware of that. We talk about it quite a bit. You mentioned that a couple other guys on the team. You have two DBs, Jay and Kane, both getting that. That's 3 out of the 4 DBs in our conference got the first team All-Conference, and then Danny and Kevin both got it as linebackers, and that's kind of the core defense right there for us. So talk about what that means for your defense specifically, and then also as DBs for you guys.
Just as DBs in general, just having Kane and Jay out there is just nice to see, because we have a good connection, so it's easy to communicate. We know what we're doing, so it's nice we can lean on Jay in man coverage. We can lean on Kane in man coverage, and I can be over top and help. Even Lewis Dobitz, our other corner, he could have easily got something if he didn't drop all his picks.
That's right.
That's okay. And then having Kevin and Danny out there, they're two great guys. Just know where to be, know how to make tackles, and it just all starts there, making all the communication with the linebackers and the DBs, and just really clicks on our defense.
Yeah. You guys lost a few guys last year. You got a new defensive coordinator this season. What did last spring and this summer do to help you prepare for these changes?
Just being around all the new guys, being around Coach Thier just really helped trying to get all of our schemes into the system and figuring out what he wants and what he wants you to do, because it just changes from defense coordinator to defense coordinator. But it's nice having Thier because he's an intense guy. He's knows his stuff, and we're very glad to have him at DSU. And all the new guys on the field, Lewis coming in starting, having Blake Murray, having Jeremiah Poyer out there, is just being around those guys during the off season. Really, you just start making the connections, and so when fall comes, we can just hit the ground running.
Cool. You guys have a few guys coming back from injuries. They'll be playing this weekend. What does that added confidence bring with those guys back in the game?
Just shows, we had a lot of guys step up and show their ability to play, so we can lean on them even if somebody gets hurt during the game. So that's nice having backup guys to come in knowing that we can trust them. But having those starters back from the first week and having Kevin back is just going to add to our defense ability to where he can I can lean on him. I know he's going to make the tackle, so I can kind of lean somewhere else and help other areas.
A lot of give and take, it seems like, on the defense, and that's really cool that you can trust. Looking at some of the specific games that we've had, we played Rocky, which was a top 5 or a nationally ranked offense. Presentation at one point was the number 1 offense when we played them, and you guys played really well against them. Played well against both those teams. Consistently played well across the board against really good offenses. So talk about what those games mean and how you guys embrace those games.
We love the challenge of facing top-ranked offenses, and we'll face one this week, and we just we can't wait to get at them, just because we want to see what we can do on the field as a whole unit and just see how we can compete. So it's not we're facing this top 5 offense. We're just they're gonna have to go prove it against us.
We're a top 5 defense, we have that chip on our shoulder too, and I like to see that. I always love seeing you guys celebrate out there. Looking at the past a little bit, you guys, you've been a part of some of these playoff runs that we've had. This is your 3rd straight playoff appearance. You went to Tech, you went to Southern. You have experience in a playoff game. So talk about how that experience is going to prepare you individually and how you can kind of prepare the team with your experience.
Even all the other guys, they've been here, we've done this even through high school. We've had guys that know how to come into a playoff game and know how to compete. And it's just not any different from a regular season game. We just got to travel well and get out there and play the basics like what we've been doing all season.
Yep.
Yeah. We've been asking everyone this question. It's our centennial year. So what does DSU mean to you?
DSU is just like my family.
Yeah.
Came up here from Lusk, Wyoming, which is about 5.5 hours away. So it's kind of coming into a new home, and it accepted me right away, and just love this place.
Yeah. One more question before you go. I saw Matt right before this, your brother. He told me to ask who is the better Vandenbosch between you two.
Ooh.
Probably in school-wise, Matthew, but everything else me.
Everything else you. Okay, we'll take it here. You heard it here first, Matthew. Don't get too hurt about that.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, Derek.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back talking with another athlete right after this.
Life is full of many successes, achievements, stages. Every year we grow, things change, and pretty soon we realize we want and need to do more. When you're ready for that next step, Dickinson State University will get you there. Find out how at dsublue.com.
Well, welcome back to Hawk Talk. We have another guest who's a football player. Go ahead and introduce yourself, where you're from, and what you do here at DSU.
My name's Devin Schwans. I'm from Plainwood, Montana. I'm a senior here, and I'm an accounting major.
Yeah. You know, you mentioned you're a senior. You're also a captain on the football team. How have you embraced that leadership role, both kind of off the field and on the field, being more of a vocal leader too?
It was definitely a challenge for me to become a vocal leader. Mostly, I was kind of like a lead by example kind of guy. And I don't know, there was just a need for something like that, especially in our summer workouts. I mean, there's not that many there's a few older guys, but somebody's got to take that role. Right. So it wasn't that much of a problem. Just got to learn to speak up, break the huddle, that's all that stuff really new for me. Right. Not really that kind of guy, but just embracing the challenge of it is all of it.
Yeah, you've done a great job at that. In your opinion, we're going to look back kind of on the season. 8-2 on the season. Seniors are 20-0 at home. That's a really cool thing for us. In your opinion, how did the season go? We had ups and downs, but we also battled through adversity too.
Oh, a lot of adversity. It started out really well, and then there's just a few games, a little bit of a lull, but the practice really helps. We got back in the rhythm again. Injuries were another thing that really hampered us. Like Coach Stanton said, it was kind of running on fumes there at the end of the year, which was good when we got this bye week to get everybody back healthy. And then, these last few weeks, everybody hasn't been there, so haven't really been able to show what our true full potential is.
Yeah, you guys just won your 4th straight conference championship and your 4th straight playoff appearance this weekend. What does that mean?
It's huge. I mean, just for the tradition around here, winning, one of the only couple teams in our history that have done the 4-time thing is huge. And then, we're always striving to go to the playoffs. Playoffs is the goal, and then not only that, we just don't want to just make it to the playoffs. We got to keep moving and keep pounding and try to get past that first win, which will be huge, I think, for us as soon as we get it done this year. And then just keep working.
Yeah. You're a left tackle here for the Blue Hawks, but you've been a center before. You bounced all around. I think you played right tackle. Probably played guard a little bit, in some combinations. So was it hard kind of to do those different roles, or have you done that in the past?
Like I said before, I started out as a guard when I came here, and then depth issues, where can I get to the field first was how I got to playing center. And then, just what the team needed was when I moved to tackle. I mean, it's helped me because I've gotten a little look at all of the positions. So the biggest thing when you're out there when they say it's way faster than high school or something like that, the biggest way to slow it down for you is knowing everything, knowing what the play's supposed to do, knowing what everybody else is doing, not just your role, everything. So that really slows it down, so then you can just see everything. And just it slows it down while helping you play really fast. So.
Yeah, one other thing that kind of helps slow it down is film preparation. I know you're a big film guy. You watch plenty of film. So what other things do you do to prepare for the game on and off the field?
I like to just get a lot of sleep. I mean, just stay rested. And, I do watch a lot of film. I like to not only look at what our opponent's going to do, get those tendencies, but I watch every practice film and I watch what I do, the little things, and then go build from that. All right, I look at my steps. You know, if something's wrong in my steps, then I'll look at that from the film and try to go the next day, correct it, be better. Okay, this is what I come to practice. This is what I want to work on. Try to get better. Just always trying to get better.
Yeah. This weekend, you guys are playing a familiar opponent, and you are a veteran on the playoff scene. So what are some keys to victory to getting yourself prepared and getting others prepared for this game?
Yeah, big game. We're 1-1 against these guys, which is good. Probably our best draw out of all the teams. So, you know, we got the game plan down and what we want to do with them. Last year, our biggest problem was that we were down inside there 45 times and only came out 5-6 times, only came out with 3 points. So, you know, we're really focusing on when we're down there, we got to get points, not field goals, but, you know, points are good, field goals are good, but we need touchdowns. Touchdowns are going to win it. So, you know, just keep the offense rolling.
That's good.
Some congratulations are in order for you. You're first team all conference. What does that mean to you?
It's just a blessing. I mean, I was, you know, the little things, it's just the culmination of all the little things, watching film, all that. It just comes to a head when you get an honor like that, and it's great. And I'm glad, you know, some other guys got awards too, and you know, it's a privilege to be out there, and it's even more honoring when you can get an award, show that you've been working hard out there.
Yeah, exactly. Well said. Last question here. We're asking everybody it, since it is our centennial year. What does DSU mean to you?
Well, I think Derek hit it on the head. I mean, family. Family is a big thing, and that's what drew me to come here. When Coach Stanton was recruiting me and stuff. When I first came on my recruiting trip, it was just that sense of family, and I know my mom even said she felt that I was in good hands, and she was happy with the family that she was leaving me with. So that's what it's about, family, and then the community around here is great.
Yeah, very well said. Well, thanks for coming on, Deb.
No problem.
And we'll be right back after this talking with Coach for the football team. Well, welcome back to Hawk Talk. We have another guest to the show who is probably, just like we talked with Peyton a couple weeks ago, probably one of our most frequent flyers. We got to look that up and see who we can give the award to. But go ahead and introduce yourself, where you're from, and what you do here.
I'm Pete Stanton. I'm the head football coach here. I'm also serving as the athletic director here at Dickinson State.
Yeah, and we're going to just recap the season real quick, or long if you want to do that. But just take us through the season, you know, the ups and the downs, and now prepare us for what's ahead.
Yeah, it's been a good season, and I think, you know, part of it is, as you know, going back to last March, you know, when we had lost a few coaches and have a few new coaches in, so that really took some time to get everybody, you know, gelling together this summer, because they didn't come until later. So I really had 3 new coaches in, so that was a big part of it. Have a lot of the seniors back and a lot of our team back, but I think it was just kind of getting everybody on the same page there. But you know, I think getting off to a good start was important. You know, we went out to Rocky and lost that game, and I thought, you know, for the most part did a lot of good things, but weren't able to come out in that one. But I think having a big win out in Wisconsin, I think, really helped our team do that. And then of course we had the tough loss out in Waldorf that we didn't play maybe as well as we could have, but you know, we're just really got to battle back the rest of the year, and I think we're really proud of the guys to do that, fighting through a lot of injuries, and probably had more injuries than I think we've ever had before. And I think part of it was no buys this year. Didn't have any break, and so you know, it was good this last week to get a bye and guys gets rested up, and you could really tell that in practice this week.
Yeah, and the reason we got this bye is because we're in the playoffs now, heading to a familiar opponent for the most part. Have played Northwestern Iowa the past 2 seasons. So talk about what it's going to take to win that game, or what are the keys to victory?
Well, I think just be consistent, you know, and I think just do our thing, and you know, I think the big thing when we've had really successful games, it always comes down to turnovers and turnover margin. I think when offensively, when we've taken care of the ball and we've gone down in the red zone and been consistently scored down there, we've won games. And I think that's what it's going to take. You know, defensively, we have to keep doing a good job and try to get some more takeaways on defense, and we've done a good job on that. But I think it's just being consistent, and as you said, it's a team we've played before and have some familiarity with, and that helps as well. We've been on the bus there before, and then we're looking forward to it.
Yeah. This is your 4th straight playoff appearance. What does that say about our program?
Well, it's exciting. You know, I think it says a lot about the players in our program, just doing a really good job and you know, stepping up and getting it done. And it's easier said than done. You know, you look at our senior class and what they've done. They've won four straight titles and haven't lost a home game. And then, you know, last year we had played a really tough team in Southern Oregon, but the year before just really had a chance to, you know, right at the last bit to beat Montana Tech, a good Montana Tech team. So, you know, guys know what that's about, what they got to go do, and it's just exciting for all the program, not just for the seniors, but for everybody and for the community and the school. It's a big thing. Yeah,
you mentioned the 4 straight conference championships. Seniors are 20-0 at home, I should say. You are now 41-14 in your head coaching career, and that ties us with Valley City all time for most wins all time at 16, which is kind of a cool stat. Look that up this week. What does that mean? You know, to be 41-14 in your first 5 years as a head coach.
Well, I wasn't aware of that. I think it means we got a lot of good players, and you know, and it's never about one person. It's, you know, it's about our program, and it's about all of our coaches, and I think, you know, once again, you know, having guys in the past 3 years like Coach Schillinger and Coach Walker and Coach Thacker and all those guys here, and then to have the guys come in, Coach Thier, Coach McGuire, and Coach McCarville, and have the newer coaches come in. I think you know, I think it goes back to a little bit what some of the guys talked about. It's all about the players, because the continuity from year to year may change with the coaching staff or one person, you know, that, but you have that family and you have that group of players that, you know, that next group steps up and leads, and that's what it's really been about. So I'm really proud of all the guys for what they've been able to do to get us to that record in the last 4 years.
Yeah. Switching a little bit from football to your role as the AD, you know, women's cross country just got their 4th consecutive championship. Volleyball made a conference appearance. What does that mean as the AD for DSU?
Oh, it's really exciting. I think we're always, you know, supporting, you know, all of our sports and all of our programs, and you know, say volleyball going into the conference tournament, doing a good job and get a couple big wins later in the year. A great bunch of ladies on that team, and then, as you said, the cross country team. You know, the women have won it for 4 straight years and been nationally ranked or gotten votes at the national level. And there's a couple of the men that are going this year as well, and they were close to winning another one as well. So it's exciting. We have a great bunch of students all the way across the board, and not only with what they do on the field, but they do so many things. You know, we have so many in the TR program and the leadership things, and a lot of them doing very well in school and going on to do great things. So that we're excited about that too.
Yeah. You guys traveled a lot this season. I think you were saying something like 4,000 miles or something crazy like that. So from your coach's perspective, how did the guys do when they were traveling?
Very good. Very proud of them for that. I think I think it speaks once again though to a veteran bunch of guys that they go on the road and we don't have any issues there. We hear from the people in the restaurants and the motels what a great group that we have, and I think that's what we talk about when we go on the road, is just the maturity of doing that and traveling and being good about it. And our guys have really been great, and it's not easy to go do them. You know, this year we've had, like I said, we go to this playoff game, and I think we have 2 trips for sure that were longer than this one. So our guys are gonna enjoy that, especially we're splitting it up. You know, going on a 2-day trip, but they've just been great to be around. They've traveled well. They've, you know, once again, they've represented our program really well, and I'm proud of all of them.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you talked a little bit about this, but do you think that those long road trips have kind of prepared them for heading off to playoffs?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. We've been there. We've done that. You know, if we've traveled last year out to Southern Oregon. We've made a lot of long trips. You know, the trip we made out to Wisconsin to go play a really good team, a team that's 8-3, that finished second in their league this year in a really good league. We went on the road to beat them, and like I said earlier, we didn't play as well in the Waldorf game, but we've been on those road trips, and we know what it's like. And now we're playing a team that we went and did the same thing last year, and we, you know, the score wasn't in our favor last year, but we did a lot of good things last year. And it's just, I think it's really going to prepare us to do that, and you know, it's gonna be a good thing.
specifically with the team, we have a variety of guys who have played in a playoff game, and then we have some guys who haven't played, and some coaches who haven't even coached. So how do you prepare both the players and the coaches to go in and just prepare for the game themselves, but also prepare as a team and then go?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just to live for the moment, but to not try to do too much. You know, sometimes you can have a tendency, okay, I got to press and I've got to do this and we got to do this many more things because to be able to beat them, we have to do this. And I think sometimes you get players that maybe get too excited and do too many things, and then I think everybody just got to do their job, you know. And I think, you know, we're there for a reason because we have a pretty good team and we play and we belong in there. And I think sometimes if you try to do too much, then you can, you know, you just have to do your job and make plays. And same thing in the coaching part of it, just to get everybody locked in and prepared. And as you know, I mean, I think this week you could just really see it. You know, we go out to practice here this week and being rested and locked in. You can really look good in practice this week. Our guys have done a great job with that.
Yeah. This is our 19th playoff appearance. You've been a part of plenty of those. So talk about what it means as a player and as a coach. It's a really great honor, I think, to be 19.
It
talk
is.
About that.
It's a big part of it. And, you know, we've been a program, you know, us and Northwestern are two of them that have been in a lot of playoff games over the years. And I think hopefully nobody ever takes that for granted because there's 3 or 4 teams in our conference that have never played in a playoff game. And I think that just speaks to our tradition, our community, the players that we've had in the program now and what we've had in the past, and what an honor it is, and hope nobody ever takes that for granted because it's really hard to do, and we want to make the best of it this weekend.
Definitely. $1 million question.
Yeah.
You wear lots of different hats here at DSU, so seeing DSU from those different perspectives and interacting with all the guys, what does DSU mean to you?
Oh, it's been a part of my life for a long time, probably about half of it, and that's a long time. So, you know, it just means a lot, and obviously with the athletics, but you know, with going to school here and the academics, the education that I got here way back, and I think back, and I have 3 brothers and sisters that got degrees from here and went to school here, and our family's been a big part of it, and you know, my wife is a graduate of Dickinson State as well, so it just means a lot to us, the people, and like I said, it's not just the coaches and the people in our department, but you go all the way across campus. The instructors on campus are really supportive of everything that we do. Our administrators are really supportive, and it makes it a special environment.
Yeah. Well, Coach, it's been great to have you on. I thank you.
Thank you.
We'll probably get you on in the spring sometime too, but
Yeah.
you know, until then, we're looking forward to how the team does looking ahead. But we'll be right back, recapping this past weekend and looking forward to the next.
Welcome back to Hawk Talk. We are here to recap what happened this past week and kind of look ahead to what's happening in the week to come. So women's basketball had a game last Wednesday, Thursday. Anyways, they lost to Yellowstone Christian. But looking ahead, they've got a game coming up the 20th.
Playing Northern Montana, I believe.
Northern Montana.
And that Yellowstone Christian game was kind of interesting. They came out very hot. I think they were 8 for 13 on threes, the Yellowstone Christian team was, and just kind of blew the doors off the game in the first half, and then we just couldn't quite recover, but I know those girls will. They'll come back from that, definitely. And the men's team, they played Minnesota Moorhead. I think we had talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Lost that game. It was an exhibition game, I believe, you know, playing a D2 school. Always good to get those games in, but kind of an interesting thing to do that. Especially they're playing Minot. They played Minot a couple of times. And that's kind of interesting at the very beginning of the season, but it's good for them. And they're also playing Northern on the 20th of November 20th of this month. coming up.
Like next week.
Next
but
week.
Okay.
And I heard Susanna is actually singing the national anthem of that game. If you want to come, I think it's a Tuesday the 20th, maybe not a Tuesday.
I think it's a Tuesday
night.
night.
The 20th.
And I don't remember the times, 5 and
7 will be those games. So come and, if nothing else, come and listen to her sing the national anthem.
Live. I'll try not to mess it up. Anyways, volleyball this past weekend was in Wisconsin for their conference. They played. And it was a tough loss to watch. You know, Seth and I had the game on and we were watching. that they lost in the fourth set,
Yep.
right, to Dakota State.
Yep.
We played them before. You know, we kind of knew.
My favorite team.
Yeah, they're Seth's favorite team. We kind of knew going into it, but yeah, tough loss. And
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was cool to get Jenna on here last
Yeah.
week and talk to her about what they're preparing, and then kind of see those things that they had prepared
Yeah.
for come to fruition out on the court. But you know,
Yeah.
things just didn't quite work out the way we wanted to. But it's been fun to watch those seniors play the
Yeah.
past 2 or 4 years for some of them.
And I think we've had almost all the seniors
Yep.
on, haven't
Yep.
we, to talk to them about their
Yeah,
season?
so it's cool. It's cool to
it'll
get
be
them
sad
on.
to see
Yeah.
them go, but we've got a good group of girls
Right.
coming up, I
Yep.
think,
Young
ready to,
group.
yeah.
Yeah, and then cross country. We are finally at a cross country. We're at
Mm-hmm.
their national meet. The girls team, the whole team gets to go. They won the conference championship, like we talked about.
Yep.
And Tristan and Rodney from the men's team will also be representing the Blue Hawks there. They are.
Yep.
I think they're running on Saturday, maybe Friday or Saturday. I should have checked. I didn't
yeah.
look. Friday or
Yes, I think you
Saturday.
should have checked.
But you can check the results of that on DSUBlueHawks.com. And we'll have the results of that. Looking forward to see how the girls do. It'll be cool. I think this is the best they've done in the regular season, getting receiving votes nationally, and so that's really cool to see. I know they're going to do really well at the
Yeah.
national meet.
Yeah, and you guys are on the road again
Yep.
this weekend.
Yep.
Football, you guys got your bid, right? It was called like a playoff bid,
Playoff
so
bid,
it's
yep.
called. And you guys are going to Northern Iowa,
Yep,
correct?
Northwestern Iowa.
Northern,
Yeah, it's close.
Going
It's
to
close.
Iowa and you're
Northern
going to play
Iowa is
football, and
actually
it's
the one
important
school.
and
Yep,
exciting. And
yeah.
yeah, what was that like waiting for that to find out where you were?
It was cool. We actually got to do it here at the BSC.
Oh,
Watched
cool.
it on the big screen. Had a meal afterwards, which is actually the most we've ever done. Sometimes
Ooh.
in the past 3 years, we kind of just go lift and then we watch it in one of the
that sounds
auditoriums,
thrilling.
which is cool. You know, like not going to the playoffs or
Yeah.
my redshirt year, and then having these past 4 years getting to go is like Coach,
Yeah.
like all these guys have talked about. It's an incredible honor, and yeah, to have friends and family here celebrating with us, to see that we get to go to
Yeah.
Northwestern, a team we are familiar with. I've played them the past 2 seasons. They are a really good team,
Yeah.
and we're excited. But we got guys back from injury, and that
Yeah.
will really help us. Like we said, familiar opponent, and one interesting fact. I was looking this up yesterday. Northwestern has 20 playoff appearances, and we have 19. We are the top 2 playoff appearance teams
cool.
in the bracket this year, and so that's kind of cool to get to play
Yeah.
them right away, and you know, like
Yeah.
a very good programs, both historic programs, and it'll be cool. It'll be really fun to play. You can check that out again. I believe the NAIA should be broadcasting that. I don't know.
And
if
actually, we
Consolidated
have
will be
tickets available to ride the charter
to
bus.
ride the charter bus
to
yeah.
go with them. So tickets
If
are
they're still- I'm
$85,
not
I
sure if
believe.
they're
Yeah, I don't know if
still
they
selling them, actually, but
filled
might
up
have
the
sold
bus or not. But
But yeah, I mean, if you
Check
want to
that
go,
out,
check
definitely.
that out. But check out the scores on DSUBlueHawks.com.
For sure.
And we'll be back next week. You know, I'm talking about it, and
Yeah.
I'm excited to
Yeah.
come back with a win and a very fun game to talk
Exactly.
about. But until next week, Hawks are up.